Hello, everybody. It's such a pleasure to be live with all of you, as always. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm very excited to deliver the second part of my Agile and Scrum series for beginners. This is the part two, actually. This is the part two, and the part two is going to be about what is Scrum. I hope you want to learn more about this. Let me know on the comments if you have any questions. I love to hear your inputs. So let me know in the comments where are you joining from, and I would love to hear your thoughts related to the topic or any questions that you may have for me. Thank you so much for joining this session. I am hello, Rady. How are you doing today? From Boston. I hear that Boston is very, very cold right now. How are you doing today? Hello, Queuing. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Where are you joining from? Cheers. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining me. Ravi from London. Murali, thank you so much for joining Murali from India, Bangalore. From Florida, Queen, thank you for joining. I am also in Florida. From Brooklyn, New York, Mike, thank you so much for joining me. Love to have a big audience today. Framingham, Massachusetts. Yes, it is really cold, Arpan. Thank you for joining me. I'm hoping to deliver value to you today. I am very passionate about this topic. I am an Agile and Scrum trainer, so I am here to answer any questions that you may have related to the topic. Thank you so much for that, Anil. It is great to be here with all of you. Let me know if you have any questions for me. I'm here to serve you. I'm here to help you. And I'm very excited to deliver this topic because a lot of people are asking me, what is Agile? What is Scrum? And I want to deliver value to my community. This is aimed to teach you the basic concepts that you need in order to better understand what is Agile and Scrum. Last week, we actually touched base in what is Agile. And I mentioned what is Agile, which is Agile is a mindset. Agile is a mindset of being more efficient. Agile is a mindset, and that mindset from the Agile Manifesto in 2001, there was a document that was written, that is the Agile Manifesto, by 17 software visionaries in the industry. They got together in Utah because they wanted to come out. They wanted to analyze what was happening in the software development industry, and they came up with the Agile Manifesto. It's been already it's already 20 years since the Agile Manifesto was written, and the Agile Manifesto has core 4 values and 12 principles. I touched base on those last week, and now I'm going to do a recap. The 4 core values from the Agile Manifestos are individuals and interactions over processes and tools. So in an Agile mindset, we value people first. And I cannot stress that enough. It's all about people, and we foster the interaction with people. It's not like we don't value processes and tools. Processes and tools are important, but people and interactions between them is first. It takes higher priority in an Agile mindset. The second core value from the Agile Manifesto that I touched base on last week was working software over comprehensive documentation. In an Agile mindset, based on the Agile Manifesto, the second core value is that we focus on delivering something that our customers can benefit from right away. Like the example that I gave you in a minimum viable product, working software is delivering something that our customers can actually start using immediately. In a case of software development, we deliver, if you imagine that we're delivering a website for a given company that has several components that need to be part of that. And the main part, it could be the homepage, for instance. If we start by delivering the homepage and our customer can start benefiting from and giving us feedback for us to continue iterating on that, that's what we call a minimum viable product. And I'm going to be soon writing an article on what a minimum viable product is. So this is the second core value from the Agile Manifesto. Working software of the comprehensive documentation. We do value comprehensive documentation, but we focus on delivering a working software first. We focus on delivering an MVP, something that our customers can start benefiting from the very beginning of the implementation. So we actually value documentation, but we give priority to delivering something that our customers can start benefiting from. That's the second value from the Agile Manifesto. The third is that customer collaboration is more important than contract negotiation. We value having a contract. However, we give priority to collaborate with our customer, because when we collaborate with our customer, we are on top of their needs. We can actually deliver even more value to them because we collaborate, we work together with them. This is the third core value from the Agile Manifesto. The final value from the Agile Manifesto is responding to change over following a plan. Like when we at the fourth core value is like we do respond to our customer changes over following a plan. This is the four core value from the Agile Manifesto. Let me know if you have any questions related to that. And basically, Agile is a mindset based on the Agile Manifesto to follow and give priority to those four core values from the Agile Manifesto. I'm having more people joining. Thank you so much for joining. South Africa. The Agile Manifesto is a document that was written by the 17 software visionaries who got together in Utah. And they wanted to come up with a better way of running software development projects, because they identified that so many projects in software development were failing. And the Agile Manifesto was a transformational document that actually helped us to be more efficient. And this is basically the Agile. When people say Agile methodology, this is kind of wrong, because Agile is not a methodology. Agile is a mindset, and it's a mindset based on the four core values from the Agile Manifesto. 4 core values and 12 principles. And the Agile Manifesto is something that if we follow Agile, we take very serious. We take very serious those 4 core values, because if we don't show those values within our implementation, we're actually not following Agile. So the Agile Manifesto in software development in an Agile setting, it is a serious document that we take very seriously, that document, because it helps us to be more efficient. The process is not meant to be prescriptive, but the document actually helps us to deliver even more value to our customers and be more adaptable to the changes that come along the way. Thank you, George, for that question. I appreciate that. Any other questions? Jaconda from Florida, thank you so much for joining. Let me know. Thank you so much, Dan, for that compliment. It took me a while to accept my hair. So I appreciate that. Let's continue with the topic. Let me know if you have any questions related to this. I'm going to be looking up for your questions. So basically, Agile is a mindset. Agile is a mindset of being more efficient. And there was a document that was written on the Agile Manifesto that has 4 core values that allows us to be more efficient. So those 4 core values from the Agile Manifesto, I already touched base on from the last session. So now we're going to see into what is Scrum, because a lot of people say, you're a Scrum trainer. What is Scrum? A Scrum is basically a team. Let's say that a Scrum team is a group of people working together towards a common goal. They know the goal, they understand the priorities, what they need to work on, and they work together, supporting each other towards that common goal. That is basically what is a Scrum team. A Scrum is a framework for following the Agile mindset from the Agile Manifesto consistently. It gives us a framework and a process for us to follow the Agile mindset that I just explained in the part 1 of this series. I have a question here. Does Agile undo the need of comprehensive documentation? One bull, what I don't think so. We actually value from the one of the core values is working software over comprehensive documentation. We actually value documentation. The thing from the fact that we give priority to working software, that doesn't necessarily mean that we don't value comprehensive documentation. We focus on delivering value to our customers first, on delivering an MVP, a minimum viable product that I mentioned before, but we also give priority to comprehensive documentation, but working software goes first. So it's more important for us to deliver something that our customer can benefit from right away, as opposed to creating an extensive document that tells the customer what we're going to deliver. We prioritize. Think of this as prioritizing. We prioritize working software over comprehensive documentation. It's not like we actually, Danielle, very good thought and insights. Scrum from a rugby team is actually is a team. In rugby, is a team working together towards a common goal. So a Scrum in an Agile mindset setting is a process that allows us to follow the Agile manifesto in a systematic process. And it's actually very similar to a Scrum team in rugby. Thank you so much for that feedback. Love that. It actually came from rugby only. Rugby actually gave a foundation, but Scrum is actually a systematic process. It gives us a framework to follow the Agile mindset in a systematic way. Like in a Scrum, a team is in a Scrum framework. A team is given a team is given the what. What is the goal that we are trying to accomplish? However, the team determines how they're going to do it. A Scrum team is a self-organizing team. They self-organize themselves on how to do things, but they need to know the what. The what is the goal. What is the goal that we are trying to accomplish? We learned that a Scrum team is a team working together towards a common goal. But they need to know the what. The what is the product vision that comes from the product owner or from the company vision. The company tells the team what is the goal. What are we trying to accomplish here? What do we need to accomplish? And the team determines how they are going to do it. They are a self-organizing team. Hello, everyone. Hello. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. Any questions or thoughts related into what is Scrum? Please let me know. I hope this is something that you get some value out from learning this new concept on what is a Scrum. Scrum is a group, is a team working together towards a common goal. They actually determine how they want to do things, but they need to know the what from the company or from the product owner. They need to know what they need to focus on. And Scrum is an empirical process. I know that this is probably a new concept to some of you. Scrum is an empirical process. It means that it's based on fact. It's based on facts. It's based on the experience. It's an experience-based process. Evidence-based process. This means that we actually we do things as a team. We identify the work that needs to be done. We do it as a team. We learn from that experience. We inspect and adapt based on that. This is what we call an empirical process, is that we learn from the experience, from doing things, and from the fact. And we use that knowledge to improve our process continuously. Of the 12 principles, would you say are the 3 most important for you? That's a very good question, Rady. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, there are 4 core values and 12 principles. I will say that The one that I like the most, one that says that working software is the primary measure of progress. Like we actually show and deliver value to our customers, and we receive feedback from them, and we inspect and adapt based on that. To me, all the 12 principles are important, Rady. But if I will have to pick one, that will be the one that I will say, like working software is the primary measure of progress. This is one of the principles that I will say that is one of the most important ones, but they are all important. I'm having a hard time saying that what are the three most, but if I had to pick one, I will tell you that working software is the primary measure of progress is one of them. That's a very good question. Thank you, Rady. And the 12 principles are important. I will say that we, in an Agile, we actually value all of them equally. Thank you so much for asking your questions. Thank you so much for introducing yourselves. I appreciate that tremendously. Hello, my cousin. Love your way of communicating. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Let me know if you have any questions. So that was a great question, Rated. I hope I answered properly. I am picking the one that stick most to me. They are all important. I don't want to say that three of them are the most important, but if I have to pick one, I will tell you that working software is the primary measure of progress. Like in Scrum, we don't like things that are partially done. Things that are in progress are not good because we don't deliver value to our customers when things are in progress. And one of my recommendations for anyone starting this journey is that focus on getting things to the final line. Multitasking has been proven that it makes us less efficient. So one of the things that I highly recommend is that stop starting too many things and start finishing things, getting things done to deliver value to your customers, because things that are not complete don't deliver value. So Scrum doesn't like those things that are partially done because our customers cannot perceive value. So one principle that I stick to that is that working software is the primary measure of progress. It's probably difficult to show progress, Rady. What do you think is the hardest one to follow? I will say that in the beginning of an implementation is probably hard to deliver value to our customers, to deliver something that works for them initially, because you are getting to know your customer, we're getting to know, the team is getting to know each other. So showing progress, like showing a minimum viable product could be challenging. So working software as a primary of progress could be a challenging one, because you want to show that that product, that deliverable, and you want to show that as soon as possible. So it may be quite challenging to follow that one, but this is the one that I would like to focus on. Working software is the primary measure of progress. If we are not delivering something that our customers can benefit from, we are not delivering value. So thank you so much for that question. I appreciate your interaction. Contract negotiation over customer collaboration. No, it's the opposite. Customer collaboration over contract negotiation. It's actually like this, Ready. Customer collaboration. We prioritize customer. Customer is the number one priority in an Agile implementation. Agile and Scrum, we give priority to our customers. Customer obsession is a value. Customer collaboration over contract negotiation. Does this raise customers' expectation? Of course, the goal here is to deliver value to our customers. And Agile and Scrum is all about delivering value. If we are not delivering value to our customers, we are not following the principles in a proper manner. We are not following the Agile Manifesto. This Agile Manifesto was written based on the 4 core values, and those 12 principles are aimed to actually raise the customer expectations and deliver even more, because we connect with our customers in a meaningful way to deliver even the highest value to them. Thank you for asking that question. So it's actually customer collaboration over contract negotiation. And actually, yes, this raised the customer's expectation. And the goal is actually that our customers are happy and satisfied with our deliverables. That's why we focus on making them happy. We focus on delivering something that they can benefit from, give us feedback, and we can inspect and adapt based on that experience. Like I mentioned before, it's an empirical process. It's based on the experience. We learn from the experience, we inspect and adapt. We have George from Nairobi. Thank you so much, George, for joining us. Let's continue. So there are 4 core parts of an empirical process. An empirical process, like I mentioned before, Scrum is an empirical process. Scrum is an empirical process because it's based on experience, it's based on facts, it's based on what we learn. We inspect and adapt. We learn from our implementation and we retrospect and come up with improvement, ideas for improvement continuously. So this is an empirical process. We learn from the experience and we inspect and adapt. There are core values to this, core 4 components to it. The first is transparency. And Scrum is actually a transparent process because our customers always know where we are in a given implementation. We are continuously inspecting into where we are. We are actually continuously inspecting how our process is working, and we are continuously adapting to the changes, adapting to things that we believe that are going to help us to be more efficient based on the facts, based on the experience of following this iterative cycle. Thank you so much, Rady. I love your engagement. What is the most appropriate way to get organic and honest feedback from a project? Anonymous feedback, anonymous survey, actually a very good way to get people in a comfortable zone to give you feedback. When we present, there is one ceremony in the Scrum framework that is actually aimed to present what we have done to our customers. And at that moment, our customers are very excited to see what we deliver, but at the same time, they said, "Oh, I wasn't expecting something different." So if they say that, you get what they were expecting at that moment, like you get their feedback in that demonstration. And if you don't get the feedback in that demonstration, you can actually use surveys to get your customers' feedback. I will use anonymous surveys, so we get feedback in an anonymous way, so people feel comfortable to give feedback. Saludos, Norma. Thank you. Thank you so much, Rady. Love the fact that you are actually interacting, sending a lot of questions. Scrum is very simple. It's basic. I'm basically summarizing Scrum in 5 simple steps. Identify the goal. What is the goal? What is the product vision? What are we trying to accomplish here? Once you have the goal can be given by the company or by the product owner. You identify as a team what goals can be done within a few weeks, because you may have multiple goals, or if you only have one goal, then it's very easy because you know what goals to focus on. And when I say a few weeks, is your iteration. You decide as within your team how long the iteration is going to last. Some teams are doing a Scrum for 1 week, others are doing Scrum for 2 weeks, others for 3 weeks, and others for 4 weeks. It depends on the team. What I have, per my experience, what I have identified that works very well is 2 or 3 weeks sprint. 1 week sprint is actually in a very rushed. So because there are a lot of ceremonies that need to happen. So, but you need to do what works for your team. Identify what is the cycle that works for your team. What is the length of your cycle? You do it as a team. Once we identify the goal, you know what can be done within a given time frame. You do it as a team. Once you have done it, you demonstrate what we did. Demonstrate what you did to your customers, to your stakeholders. And once you have done that, you inspect and adapt. So 5 basic steps to summarize what is Scrum. Thank you so much for all the questions. I will follow up on anything that I haven't been able to respond over the chat. I have one more thing to show you, which is, and I'm going to summarize what I just did today. So Scrum has, we saw the 4 core values from the Agile Manifesto in terms of what is Agile, but Scrum itself has actually 5 Scrum values. And the first one is commitment. The team needs to be committed. The team needs to be committed to the deliverable. The team needs to be committed to work as a team. The team needs to be committed to help each other. Courage, it takes courage actually to go in an implementation when you don't know all the details, because typically Agile and Scrum is followed for projects that have a lot of uncertainty. So uncertainty is something that makes human being nervous because we don't know what to expect. So it takes courage to work on a Scrum team and face all those obstacles and all this uncertainty and work together. Focus. We need to focus on our goals. We need to keep focus on our goals. We need to try to avoid getting distracted by things that don't deliver value to our customers. Respect. We need to respect each other. In a Scrum team, there has to be respect. Everybody respect each other. Everybody's working together, and everybody's collaborating with each other. And the other one is openness. We want to be as open as possible and transparent, because transparency is actually something that helps us to deliver an even higher value, because our customers need to know where we are at any given point in time, and we want to be transparent, because this is one of the key components of the Scrum empirical process, transparency. We want to be transparent. So openness allows us to be transparent. We need to be open to be transparent and share our progress with our team. We need to be open to adapt to changes. We need to be open to collaborate with our customers. So these 5 Scrum values allowed us to follow Agile, the Agile mindset and the Agile manifesto with core values that actually allowed us to be more efficient and deliver more results for our customers. To recap on what we just saw today, last week we saw what was Agile, which is basically a mindset that is based on the Agile Manifesto and has 4 core values that we recap on today at the beginning of the presentation. During this talk today, we saw what is a Scrum. Scrum is a framework for following Agile in a systematic way. Scrum is an empirical process. It's a process that is based on facts, is based on experience, what we are learning from the process, and how can we inspect and adapt what we are learning to be even more efficient. So it's based on experience, and it's based on the facts that we are gathering from the implementation, the knowledge that we are actually gathering. And we also saw that Scrum is very simple. We need to identify a goal, identify the time frame that works for our team, do the work as a team, demonstrate what we did to our stakeholders, and inspect and adapt. And we also saw that Scrum has 5 core values: commitment, courage, focus, respect, and openness. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. I hope that was very valuable content. I'm going to have this for you to look at it. It's going to be on my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm going to drop the channel on the comments. Also, follow up if you have any questions. The recording of this broadcast is going to be available on YouTube. And I'm gonna share the link on this on the comments. Let me know if you have any questions or anything that I can answer after. I see some questions that I'm gonna be able to answer in the comments or follow up with you directly. Thank you so much for joining me. It is always a pleasure to be here with all of you. And you can actually refer to this presentation, because I'm gonna have it on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Please let me know if there is anything I can help you with. I'm here to help. And subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have very, very good content there for all of you to benefit from. Thank you so much for joining me today.